Hi everyone, I'm just letting Facebook catch up with me because I know there's a bit of glare off my blending mat, but I do want to use it tonight, but fingers crossed. She says fingers crossed it'll not be too bad. Hi Shireen, hi Susan. How is everyone? Must admit I've just watched the weather report. I have to say doesn't look too good for midweek, does it? We have enough wet down here without any more added to it. Hi Sarah. Hi Sarah John. Hi Karen. Sorry, I'm being rude and slurping on my coffee. Desperately needed a coffee. I could feel my caffeine intake had gone down. Not quite as bad as Charmaine, but I did feel my caffeine intake had gone down quite considerably. Right. Oh, let's mute myself. I can hear myself talking, which isn't brilliant. It's weird hearing yourself and talk back like that. And I want to go. Do, she says. Right, okay, done. Hi, Kim. Right, this evening I thought, do you know, I'm going to have a play with stamps. I haven't done any stamping for absolutely what seems like an age. Hi, Tanith, how are you? I thought I'd do some stamping. So what I want to do is create something that's a bit like a foldy project, but so it's like stamping and a present. How clean and tidy my desk looks. I've got to be honest and say I do tidy up after I do each go. Otherwise, I'd lose stuff. I think the reason I do that is because I demo for quite a few different companies now, and we're not really meant to cross pollute when we're on old Selly Telly. It's just the habit I've got into. Oh right, before I start, last night I did go and do some more on the lockdown birthday. I haven't quite finished it, but that I've done the bulk of this page. I still want to add some white highlights to it, but I obviously haven't finished this side at all. But this was what I started last night when I was saying I wanted to do, even though I had a lockdown birthday, I wanted it to be a positive thing, a vibrant thing, not a negative thing. So it was, yeah, it was important to me that it was remembered for that, not because of what's going on as such. So I just thought I haven't quite finished, but I suppose I'm roughly 2/3 of the way there. Right, I've just got to move my bin because it's in the way. But just wanted to show that I had gone on and done a little bit more. Hi Carolyn, hi Janet. Right, okay, how is everyone? Let's put this away. Oh. And let's make a little bit of space. Where should I file those? Let's just put them there for the moment. Give it 10 minutes. Doesn't take long to create chaos. Oh no, it doesn't. I have to agree there. You're 100% right there. Right, okay. So what have I... Right, I've prepped some bits only because I wanted to work some things out in my head. What I want to... what I thought would be really cool to do was I want to make some quick... my idea of quick sometimes doesn't happen. I'm just laughing. I want to make some quick card fronts using some stamps and some distress inks. And some simple stamping, because I haven't done stamping for a while and I am missing it. Hi Jane. But what I thought would be nice is to do them so they became like a gift as well, so they could become like notelets. So I thought what would be really nice is so I can make them all and house them all to make like notelets to give away as a gift to someone. So that's in my head where it's going to go. So what I'm going to do is let's... Oh, I don't know which to do first, the folding or the cards. Let's have a think. I might do the folding first, but I need to find my bone folder. Or my other bone folder. I sorted out all the drawers where all the different things should go, and yeah, let's just say I should have just left what was in the drawers because I knew what was in the drawers. Now I don't. Right, I'll use this. Okay, so I'm working with Tonic A6 style. I think it's a misunderstood size. I do make big cards possibly for special occasions, but on the whole, if I'm 100% honest, no I don't. I make smaller cards as notelets, so I want to use these as smaller cards that you could give someone to send out. It's easy to get a C6 envelope, and you know, if someone was sending these to people as you're giving them as a present, it's going to be the cost of a first class stamp, because I know postage is, well, it's gone up, didn't it, at the beginning of the year, I think. Hi Sarah Lou. So that was the idea. So it's giving someone a gift that's not going to cost them an arm and a leg, you know, then to deal with. So because I'm using C6, I want to actually work out, so I want to create like a matchbook style to put all of these cards in, and I'm just see what I'm doing. So I'm going to have to add a little bit of card, and then that can become a gift. So it can all be stored, where it can become a gift in its own right as well, or the card in its own right. I think it's going to be one of those things that I need to show rather than demonstrate. So this is now coming off the top of my head template wise. So please forgive me if you want to know measurements. I will have to do that after the event, I'm afraid. So what I want to do is I want to have a little bit so I can stick down to a pocket. So I am just going to roughly score. Sorry if this goes out of, if I can bring it down. It's just that I've got my stamping blocks in front of me, and if I move them now, I'll lose them, as it were. So I want to do there, and so I'm going to put it there, and I want to do roughly a centimetre. I just want to give myself a little bit of room so it can bend over, and then I can create a pocket in a moment. Let's move that and be good and tidy up as I go along. So line these up. I'm praying, I did try and clean down my blending mat, but it's one of the reasons I don't like working, I can't do clean and simple, is because I am so messy. I'm sure that's why backing papers were designed for the likes of me. So that is going to be like the booklet there. So what I want to do is put a mark. I want to check that it fits the cards. I want to put a mark. Pencil would be a really cool idea. There we go. Here. And I will probably make a bigger pocket as we go along. Hi Noreen. Hi Kat. Oh. I knew I shouldn't have put it away just yet. That's going to go there. Look at me tidying up as I go along as well. That does make Bev laugh. So that is going to go like that. So it needs another centimetre fold. So all I'm doing is, it is like a matchbook affair. So I don't know why I keep putting this in and out. This is like doing my own head in now. I should have just left it out on my lap. I'm hoping that's going to be the last one I need for the moment. And then the rest is just going to be cutting down. Okay, so that is going to be that one there. Let's just burnish. And burnish again. See, look, I've already got grubby on here. So, right. So, in my head, that is going to be the shape. So, it's like a flat box, really. Sarah, I'm using a Tonic, the Tonic trimmer. So you take this bit out. So this is a scoring tool, and you can get blades. I have to be honest and say I use it more probably for scoring than I do for cutting. I've learnt over the years that I am a guillotine person. I'm not knocking cutting tools like this. They just don't work for me. I don't know what it is. I just prefer using guillotine, but I do use it as a scoring. I did have a scoreboard, but I don't know. I think I've left it somewhere, but hey ho. One day. Right, so these are the offcuts I've got left over from, because this panel here I got, these are something that Charmaine was selling on Selly Telly, and she was doing these packs of like the card like this, some paper and a mixed media card, and I grabbed them because they're roughly a 7x5 size when you fold it in half, and that's a brilliant, for me personally, that's the size I like to work on as well. So that's there. So this is the offcut that from when I created my card front panels, and that will sit on there, and I will make some concertina panels in there. So in my head, once I've made all my cards, they're going to sit in there like that. Imagining the pocket's going to go on the front, that's going to then come down like that, and we'll have a piece of ribbon to join it all together. So this could be your card, this could be your card here, so you could write your message, but you're giving a gift and a card at the same time. I hope that makes sense. Right, so let's put that to one side. So this I will decorate once I've decided on what my card fronts are going to look like, she says, because I think that will give me an idea of how I want to go. But it was just really, it's trying to create a card and a present at the same time, really, at the end of the day. Hi, Chrissy. Right, so let's just move them out the way before they get filthy and start on the card fronts. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's my pocket. Let's move that. I'm going to be using tonight some of the Timber Boutique stamps. I love this script one. It's really, 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 really cool. Got the music one as well, which I think might need a little bit of a clean, as you can see. And then I've got some of the floral stamps as well, and I thought they would be really cool to use all of them together. And each one has got, so I've got different sentiments I can add. You know, when you love what you have everything you need, so that could be a sentiment. Take time to do the things that make your soul happy. That's on that one. And then this one, this is what made me think about the notelets, because you've got happy birthday, with love, just to say, thinking of you. I can add friend on there. So it was all those sort of things that I thought, if I was making a notelet set, I've got different sentiments straight away to use. Hi, Emma. Hi, Malcolm. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to start off, I think, with that one, that background. And let's just move. I think I'll leave it on the acetate for that moment. And I'm going to create, I want to create similar cards, but maybe slightly different colours, she says. So I'm going to go for, let's go for a bit of pumice stone in the background, I think. I don't want black soot, I think that's a bit dark. And we'll start, and I'm just going to randomly pick up just little bits of the text. Love big stamps like this, because you don't have to use all of it. I mean, you can do, but you can use little bits of it as well. So I just want a bit on there and a little bit up there. If I remembered where I inked, would be a good idea. That's it. So that's one. I am going to wipe down as I go along. So let's do, I'm just going to do it straight down the middle, and at least then I know where I've inked. I don't know if this makes any sense. I'm watching on silent. Chris has the TV on. Oh, I have to have headphones in. Otherwise, we always argue about who's got the right volume, who hasn't got the right volume. A long way. You really need some... Yeah, I agree, Jane. Get the lads to get you some for your birthday, Emma. Alright, so let's have a think. I'm going to put a bit more that side this time. There. So, let's have a look. So I just wanted, as I said, it was to create quick cards. So similar designs, but relatively quick to make, she says. I've got that there. I'm going to be good and just wipe it down. Don't know why, really. And we'll put that back. And then we can start each one as we go along. I might even brave a bit of purple. We'll see. We'll see. Let's do this one a bit of yellow. I'm going to do mustard. Oh, no, see, mustard seed or fossilised amber. I'll go mustard seed for now. Don't put the lid back on because you're going to use it again, Louise. Right. And I just want to introduce a small amount of colour on that one. So that's mustard seed. I'm just going to put that on there so I know which one I made. And let's go. I've got to go for one has got to be a blue colour. And let's go for let's go for a softer blue. I'll go for broken china. And let's grab that one. Oh. I just want to put a bit on there and just a bit there. So that's that one. And let's grab, do you know, I really love candied apple, but let's go for it. Why not? Let's have a bit of bright. What crafting mat? Kat, I'm using, this is a blending mat from Be Crafty. I love it because it can come with me. They do them in different sizes, but I think this is just slightly smaller than A3. I mean, mine is a bit grubby, but they do wash up and clean up brilliantly. I have got the smaller version as well. It's just nice when you to carry along. And bless it, it does get a little bit of a lugging in and out the car. Right, and a little bit more there. So I'm not going for the whole background. I want to keep some of the cream background showing. I was going to use oxides, but I decided against it this time. I'm going to sadly go for wilted violet, but I might bitterly regret it. So, do I? I suppose I will. Ooh. Sorry. And it's not that I dislike purple. I just find it a really tricky colour for me personally to use. Yeah, they're brilliant. Like I said, I know it's a blending mat for your inks and stuff like that, and it really does work well because once you put your ink down and you rub it in, the ink's there for ages. But it washes so well and brilliant. I use it for a lot of my paste when I'm doing gessoing or texture paste because it cleans up absolutely brilliantly. A little bit there and a little bit there. So that sadly is wilted violet. So there we go. And I'm going to grab some blocks. And that's all I'm going to do with that big background stamp. So I've created roughly the same sort of background, but I've used different colours. Now I can't decide. Yeah, I'll use different stamps, different of the florals. As I said, I'm using the Timber Boutique stamps, the florals. Okay, so I'm going to grab this time some fossilised amber. I know I've got mustard seed there. Yeah, it is nice to have the blending mat. I mean, I have my glass mat underneath, and I must admit, if I'm going to be doing lots of pasting or different things, I will use my glass mat, because that is really easy to clean up with just a craft knife. Excuse me, I'm being rude and just having a quick cup slab of coffee. Right. So I'm sticking to the same sort of colour tones. And I'm going to stamp part of the flowers on. And okay. As I said, I haven't done any well, not proper stamping. I do stamp, but I haven't felt like I've done any stamping for absolutely ages. So I felt like I needed to do some stamping for a while. So that's going to be that background there. So I'm just going to put those two there because I want to use them to colour. And let's just clean this off. Now, I must admit, if I thought about it, I'd have got spritzed this and got my journal out, but I didn't think about it. Actually, I've got here Broken China. Let's clear that up. A bit of Mermaid Lagoon to match that one. Hi, Mary. I'm finding it trickier sometimes to think of presents for people. And for Christmas, I made lots of different presents for everybody because I just thought it was nice, something a little bit different. So, I've decided to stick to the same stamp. I was going to change it to the other florals. I might put the leaves in, we'll see. And that one's going to go there. So that's the one there for the blue. So let's just put those two together so I know they're the colours I'm going to do. Do you know, I'm tempted just to stick with the red on this and not add. Barn Door's a little bit redder. I could get out Crackling Campfire, but I think I'm just going to stick to Barn Door. I love easy florals. I think it's nice to have stamps that you can be complicated with, or you can be as simple as you want with them. Okay, and then the last bit here. As I said, I wouldn't normally waste this ink. It would be going in a journal or on another page, but for tonight I'm just going to sacrifice it. You would never guess, but I did actually wash my cloth. Right, so that's going to be there, and I think I'm going to do the same with the Wilted Violet. I don't know, let's move those out of the way. There's a little bit of me, I didn't know whether to stamp the flower with the picked raspberry. Okay, what do you think? Stamp it with the Wilted Violet and match, or stamp the flower with the picked raspberry? What did people think? Thanks, Lisa, that's lovely. You want me to match? Alright, Sarah came first, so it's match. just going to, let's have a think. I want a bit of the purple, but I'm going to go over, because it's such a strong colour, I'm going to go over where I stamped some of the purple. And we'll just do one in the gap a bit there. I'm amazing myself that I'm keeping relatively tidy. And I'm not sure why I keep putting the lids on, considering I'm going to be using them. Oh, that doesn't matter. We will cover that up in a moment. Right, let's just move that to one side. So they're my card fronts. And what I want to do is just start colouring in the flower images. And then I'm going to add some other detail in. There's a really cool... I might add in some green for the leaves. Or there's a... If I find the graphics, it's probably a lot easier to show you than me putting my hand in the way. Depending, we've got this bit here that I'm tempted to stamp in the pumice. And we've got some leaves, but we've got this really cool stamp here to just add some extra detail. Oh, I do like things like that. Right, you don't need that though. So I'm just going to grab a bit of the fossilised amber. Where's my water? And paintbrush. I got given some new paintbrushes for Christmas, but I just cannot, I just cannot break them open just yet. Second generation stamping would look really good, Sarah, yeah? And I just want to do, I'm not going to do complicated colouring at all. I just want to add a little bit. I don't want to colour the whole flower in. Let's knock some of that back. That's better. I just want it to... I'm only adding a smaller bit, so you can you can actually see that there's a flower there as such. And do the same here. And do here. Does anybody, do you all have favourite flower sets that you know, if in doubt you go to? I fluctuate, I must admit. I think my difficulty is I start with a flower set and then I use it so often that I switch myself off from it, and then I find it later, much later, and then kick myself that I didn't use it more often. Or like, why did I hide it away? And then I remember that I went OTT. Okay. That is going to be roughly all the colouring I'm going to do on that one there. I'll see, I might blend these bits out. Actually, that doesn't look too bad if I just blend them with water, not add any more colour, but blend them from the outside in. There we go. I don't want to take the colour right to the edge. I like the idea. I'm trying, my goal for 2021 is to try and embrace a bit more white space. She says. Doesn't always work for me, I'm being 100% honest. See, this is what I love about the blend. That is wasted. That blending mat has got all the ink that's just sitting. Oh, but never mind. I think, let's go for a little bit of a... I will go for the mermaid. Yeah, I will do. Let's go for the Mermaid Lagoon. Daisy mad. Anything with daisy, Sarah? Oh. I'm trying to think, have I got many daisy stamps? I have. I've got a really lovely open daisy. And I was attracted to it because you could doodle inside it. or you could colour it up, and it's a great one to paper piece with as well. I like stamps that offcuts of card and paper that you can stamp on and you can paper piece with, because you can ink over your papers as well. So there we go. Right, as you can see, I'm not going to be too fussy with the colouring. Take a bit more. I've got a little bit there. Right, okay. So what's everybody been up to today? Anything exciting? I've been playing with glass today. Which was a little bit nerve-wracking when my dog decided to come in and help at one stage, because I had it all sitting on the floor because I didn't trust leaving it on the desk just in case I knocked it. Right, okay. And then I'm going to do the same again, but I'm going to come in from the top down. And add the colour in that way. Actually I quite like where the pumice stone is, and it adds that little bit of shading for free on there, which is cool. Let's do this bit here. And here. The stamps, Audrey, they're from Timber Boutique. Where did you learn to craft? Oh, I don't think I really did learn to craft as such, Sarah Lou. I started into card making. Oh, I'm trying to think how old Aaron was. Aaron was quite young. Well, he was in primary school, and he decided that year he wanted to send Christmas cards to all his friends, and I saw a craft kit. It was the days where you got magazines come through with newspapers, you know, and you could send away for stuff. So I sent away for this craft kit, and it basically, I can't remember, I'm sure it had things like peel-offs in it, little Christmas motifs and stuff like that. And we made some cards. Obviously, he gave up after, like 10 minutes. Well, no, a bit longer, after about 3 cards. And then I ended up finishing them because obviously they were meant to be going to school. Let's just move that out the way. And I got really hooked from there. And I suppose it's like watching other people. I never did it myself, but I was a great fan of watching her, Jane Nestorenko. I love the mandala she used to do. I wasn't a fan of glitter, I never have been, but I loved the way she layered that up, and she always used bright, vivid colours, and I would say she was one that got me in, the bright, vivid colours, and I know that was via glitter, but she was definitely a starting point to watch. And all those years ago, Francoise Reed's from years ago as well was another one. And I would say my journey into distress and things like that was quite late. And then I was really lucky that Nikky Hall from Polkadoodles approached me and said, "Do you want to?" She was moving her. She had a physical shop, and she was moving it online and closing the physical shop. And she said, "Do you want to to come along, and that was a really good learning curve, because obviously Nikki, being a designer, will put things together and then you look at them and you go, ooh, but actually when you start to use them, they really do work together, and that really helped with like things like composition, layering of different things. That I would say that's, and then from there it's you just go, don't you? From there you see something else and you say to someone, oh, how did you do that? And then the next thing you know, like now, you're on the distress ink. I've got oxides, I've got this, I've got that sort of thing, jelly plates. I've only been jelly plate printing since, I would say, lockdown last year. It was, and then I treated myself to this huge one, which seems a bit ambitious, isn't it? Let's start out, don't start out with a small one, let's just go for a huge plate. And that was watching, I was given a, I didn't think I would enjoy it, but I was given a Dina Wakley online class as a present. And so I went along, and then after that, that was it. That's when the jelly plate was born. And watching her, and then sprays came in, and oh. And obviously doing DT work for Tonic, that was using dyes. Because until then, I'd never used dyes. I'd always hand cut things. So I've been lucky in that respect. How did everybody else get into crafting? Was it someone sent you a handmade card? You saw a kit? I know a lot of people said, you know, heat embossing. A lot of people said that hooked them into crafting. Seeing someone stamp and then put the heat embossing on top. And it was like, whoa, got to do that, got to do that. It's lovely to hear about everybody's, you know, crafting journeys and what got people into different things. Right, so there we go. You got me into media plates. John Lockwood's bought them a few years ago and they were still in their packets. Brilliant, Sarah. Out and dirty. Fantastic. I've had a few requests from people who got their jelly plates about using distress inks and oxides on jelly plates. And I don't mind doing a Facebook Live on that, or we can do like a craft along. You get your plates out and your inks, and we can use sprays at the same time, and then we can ask each other questions. Mary, you went to a craft class and was hooked. Yeah, because sometimes you think you're not going to be. Started by making birthday cards. I think I know I see a lot of posts online about people saying, you know, I spent all this time on a birthday card and they put it in the bin and stuff like that. And I'd have to say, well, if they were the sort of person who would have put your card in the bin anyhow, it wouldn't matter if you handmade it or shop bought it. Not everybody keeps everything. I think I kept, when the lads were younger, up to a certain age. I think I went up to about 18, and then their 21st was, they were away from home, so they've got them themselves, sort of thing. I think it's just nice, whether the person keeps it or not, it's having that, it's why you're making a card for them or a project or whatever. It's like you, even though they're not with you, you're having like a little bonding moment with them. I'm reading your comments now. Kat, your birthday cards. Filling out craft room. Kim, a friend gave me an A4 envelope. Some crafty organised poorly, and I thought that was what I was going to do with these. Oh yeah, Kim, yeah, the rest is history. Hard to know what got me started. I've done so many things as far back as... Yeah, Noreen, I can understand that. I mean, I think my mum must be another one like that, because I've always known my mum be making something, whether it was knitting, sewing, crochet. Gosh, back in the day, macrame, rag rugging. Rugrats, isn't that a TV programme? And I think it was a natural progression for her as well. Always made things from Nana and parents, yeah. Quilling. Now, you see, that's one thing I haven't really done is quilling, I must admit. Mum's done loads of it and tried to show me. I think I sometimes over-tighten the quilling, and then it doesn't spring back, so then I get frustrated. Wrapping paper and decoupaging. Gosh, doing that with the children. I used to say to them, bringing, you know, Christmas cards. And then bought a kit off Selly Telly. Selly Telly has a lot to answer for, doesn't it? Right, okay. Good old Selly Telly. Mind you saying that, though, I'm honest. When you're up there, I mean, you hear us all talking about it, but we are dreadful. You go past, you see someone's setting up, and you see all the stuff out, and you just go, oh, oh. And then before you know it, that's it, you put an order through. I'm not the only one. I mean, Catherine Sturrock is dreadful, bless her. But then I'm not the only one. We all do it. And you get to see them. I think sometimes, because we're in the studio, you get to rag rutting. I know, Alison. I think I needed to put my teeth in. You get to see the samples that everybody's made, the DTs have made in the studio, and you don't realise how beautiful, you know, they really are. We get to see a bit more of the vibrancy, and also you can get to see all the layers as well, and that does it for me. I just sit there and go, oh. Paola had a show recently with some papers on, and oh, once I saw all the different samples, I was like, yay, that's it, that's me sorted. But then I'm dreadful for just hoarding papers. Right, I've got this little dotty stamp, and all I'm doing is going over with the spice marmalade just to add a little bit more detail in. It's not going to really show for you guys, but it's added a few little speckles in. Crafty sessions, yeah, I do miss that, doing crafting along with different people. Because everybody, you have a different set of ideas, don't you, sort of thing, and you can see people straight away and what they're doing. Right, I'm just going to, with the spice marmalade, I'm just going to, and the finger daubers, I just want to add a very, very, very subtle background to the edge of my card. So the card fronts are essentially all the same. I've just changed the colours and the positions of the flowers. Let's put a little bit more darker there. So that's going to be that one. Put my inks away for the moment. I'm not sure I need any more. Macrame's back in, is it, Louise? Oh. I think I saw something about that. God, Mum would use anything and everything. Some of the I mean, big old bits of rope and everything she used to use. It was like, oh. Right, I'm going to go for, I'm not sure I'm going to go for Salty Ocean. Let me just see. I'm going to grab a strip of card and just see. Because it might be a bit too blue. I think I'm going to stay tonal. I'm going to go for the Mermaid Lagoon again. You like the purple one, Janet? I must admit, this, I thought for Christmas, my youngest son and his partner, I sent them, even though I was doing the show with the alcoholics in with the glass baubles, I went and bought myself some baubles. And I sent them some of the glass baubles to create their own for their first Christmas tree, as it were. And they thoroughly enjoy doing that, I must admit. They sent me lots of pictures of them. Also, I have to be honest as well, it was a great way to get rid of all my excess glitter. Jelly plate prints. I've for jelly plate prints, especially smaller prints, the underwear holders that you put your underwear on, they have pegs on. I hang them up in doorways and then hang my prints on those to let them dry, or hang them out on the washing line and let them dry that way. I find that a really quick way of letting them dry, and it doesn't feel like then I'm taking up all the air, all the room. Right, so that's the blue one. Let's put them away for the moment. So that's the yellow, that's the blue. So let's do, now let's try the barn door. Let's get that swatch again. I was looking for a hobby about 6 years ago. Daughters were teenagers. Went to the range, saw a poster for Do Crafts. I remember that range in the Do Crafts demos. Oh, that was oh yeah, let's do a bit of that. Gosh, yeah, our local range was very hit and miss. If it had any demos on. We also had a really nice shop near where I lived, but then they decided to focus on the fairs and that we could go to craft shops there, and then there was one a bit long further away, and that was nice. Right, so we've got that there. I'm going to use that, I think, to go around the outside. Let's grab I do have blending spoons, but when I want to do smaller edges, I use finger daubers, only because I'm dreadful with a proper blending thingy. I will just end up covering everything. And I'm awful for little finger dauber things. I think when John Lockwood was last on, I bought another 2 sets. My justification is I have one whole set for my oxides, one for my distress, one for anything else, and then I have one for paints. Okay, I have a few. I think once you find something that works for you, it's easy. I just find it easier that way. Right, so let's put them back. Okay. And then we've got the wilted violet. I was tempted to go and get the oxide out, but I won't, because that's a slightly different colour from it. So I love small stamps like this. They cover mistakes brilliantly if you make any, but they can add that finishing touch if that's what you want as well. Let's clean that off and put that back up there. And get my dauber. Ooh, move that. Hasn't got any cheap. I met Powell at Paper Mill in Kent and did class there. Wow. Oh, Sam, we've all got, oh, shopping. I feel your pain. I went the other day and that was bad enough. I don't get, and I never have got, the need to mooch in a supermarket. It's not that we eat the same food week in, week out. We do eat lots of different things, but mooching, I don't get in a supermarket. In fact, the only thing I would mooch over is the coffee aisle, probably, but... Did you take the children with you, Sam, or did you be brave and went by yourself? I was saying that to a friend, you know, that the birthday card that I made her or whatever was probably 5 times as much as the card that was in the shop. Right, so that's going to be my card fronts. So where did I put the card blanks? Over here somewhere. So they're going to go on there, and I've got another one there. So let's stick them down before they go for a walk everywhere. Online shopping. Oh, 5 children, yeah. I can imagine they do eat you out of house and home. Alright, where's my pins? Sorry, I'm going to have to go onto my shelf and get a pin. And unblock my glue. That's one thing I am dreadful for. You know, you get carried away and I tidy everything else up and I forget then to put the lid on the glue. And then you've got to de-gunk it. Okay, so that one's going to go there. Like so. And that one's going to go on there. I think actually this is relatively clean and simple for me. I do aspire to that. It's not my forte, I have to be honest. Oh, 5... yes. I would say mine cost me more when they were teenagers. And, you know... or when at uni as well. It was amazing suddenly how the, you know... if I was buying their food shopping sort of thing, that the everyday bog standard cheese suddenly had to be the extra mature that was, you know, like £95 and whatever. I'm using Timber Boutique, Sam. Oh, Mary, you did a class with Jane Nestorenko. Very jealous. I said I wasn't a fan of all the glitters and stuff, but I loved the way she did her layering and all the colours, and I would say she was probably what sparked me into the different colours, and you know, nothing was wrong with a colour as such. So I will stick that down. That will bug me in a moment. Okay. When they bring their friends. Oh, Nori, now I can feel your pain there. Where Aaron went to do his A-levels was in the school, we're in the same village as us. And when they had freeze, obviously they all came to our house because we were in the village and the rest of his friends wouldn't. And I used to say to Aaron sort of thing, I have so-and-so's been round, and he'd say, no. And I'd literally say, well then, you know, where have all the biscuits gone? Where's the bacon gone? Where's this gone? Where's that gone? Right, when that's dry, I'll take a rubber to that and rub that excess ink off. Karen, you still got some of Jane's stamps. Right, so that's going to be my cards. So they're the simple cards. And then what I thought we're going to do was I'm going to stamp some of the backgrounds on there. So they create, you know, so I've got, like I can stamp the happy birthday. It's a little bit bigger. Where is it? And I think I'm going to probably stamp them in black and just have them sitting there. And then what I might do is my, as I do have 1 or 2 dozen of them in different colours. So I would put some gold sequins on there. I've got the beautiful peacocky ones. So it won't be all happy birthday. I've got the beautiful peacocky blue on there. I'm sure I've got that silver. I've got some red somewhere. I don't know where I put the red ones. And then I've got the purpley ones on there, but I've got some red ones as well. I just add 1 or 2 of those with the sentiment, but I'll do them later. I'll just put them away out the way. So I've got the different sentiments. Right, so they're there, and I'll get that done. So I just wanted to create quick cards. So it's 4 cards in less than an hour. Only TV you get to watch nowadays. Right, so this is going to be my housing to put everything in. So I've got that to go on there. But I think what I'm going to do is cut it down a little bit. So let's just make an official mark. Grab a guillotine. Whoa. And there's my official mark. So that's going to go. Only TV you get to watch. I must admit. Facebook Lives, and I tell you what, the thing for me for Facebook Lives is costing me money on. Workshops. I get engrossed in what someone's doing, and then they say, by the way, I've got a workshop, and I'm like, oh, have you? I'm like those seagulls from Finding Nemo. I've got my husband bought me a Seth Apter workshop for my birthday, and also a Tracy Scott one. I'm over the moon, because that's me crafting time then. That's not crafting for anyone else. That's me doing what I want to do crafting, because I think that's important. I don't want to... I love my job, and I love making things, and I don't want to lose that. Mine, yeah. Do you manage to keep all your craft stuff in one room? Yeah, I have actually. I've got like an L-shaped desk, and I've got units underneath where I'm sitting now, and then on the side and on the wall, and yeah, I do, yeah. If you ask Bev from Be Crafty, I love storage. I do love a storage. But everything is stored with a little label on. I must admit, I am dreadful that way. But I think that's from working in school, because having to take things back and forth. Right, these are my excess waste, and I want to just quickly... I had a pencil lesson 2 seconds ago. Right, what did you do with the pencil? What did you do with the pencil? I wonder if it's on the floor. Oh. How can you lose a pencil? It was here. I had it in my hand. Oh, let's just grab another one. Oh, it was behind my ear. Right, what I want to do is I want to create a little bit of a concertina here, but I need to work out what size this is. Everything has to play. Oh, Tom, thank you. Do you know, Lynette, all that lot, all laugh and giggle at me because I say that. Part of it is because I do demo for other people. And I'm paranoid. Not paranoid. Not is not the right word, but I would be mortified if I rocked up to do a demo and, you know, muddled in other people's stuff when I shouldn't have done. So that's one of the reasons I do it as well. Also, like I said, I'm a little bit of a storage whore, a little storage geek. I love it. Right, okay, so I just want to get these. Let's move that out of the way. You're a clean freak. I'm not quite as that. Tom, I would like to say I'm a clean freak. I do, if I'm doing prep, I I will tidy up afterwards. If that makes sense. Right, sorry, the message just come through. I want to delete it because it's now taking over the page. Oh. Right. Oh. Go away, go away. Right, so done. What Tracy? I'm doing the one on the 27th, Karen. Well, that's the one that I've been sent an email that they've booked for me. I need to double check it. I haven't looked properly. So that's going to be 1.5. Right. Okay. When you've got little strips like this and you want to actually score them, and you're using something like this, I have to say, for me, they move around. I'm trying to keep them in place. I just use a little piece of washi tape, and then I can keep it in place to do my scoring. I have loads of little bits of washi tape where I've torn off for different things. Goodness knows why. Right, I want to do that at about 1/2 centimetre. Go A. I hope no one joined us when you said that, Lou. What, clean for it? Oh no, can't be doing cleaning. I'm like that with housework as well. I must admit, the house is tidy, but I always treat it that you're coming to see me, not the state of my house. And that's my excuse, and I stick to it. I can't be doing with all this, you know, hoovering before I go to work and stuff. The dishwasher might get stuffed with a few bits, and that's about it, really. Brushes all cleaned and stamps wiped. Oh, I can't say I do that with my stamps, as you see. Brushes, yes, depending on what the brush is. If it's something that, like a gesso brush or a medium brush, maybe not so much. But definitely for watercolouring and stuff like that. I must admit, stamp storage, I got a little bit about stamp storage last year. I decided my mission last year was to organise my craft space, and I then decided I'd do stamp storage, and that took me ages to find a way that worked for me. Oh, ages and a lot of money as well, because I'd see things going, oh yeah, that looks cool, that looks cool, that looks cool, buy it and live with it for a couple of weeks, and then realise it does not work for me whatsoever, or my crafting style, or whatever. If you come to see my house, make an appointment. Yeah, now you see, Debbie, I am so with you on that. So with you on that. Right, okay. So all I want to do is, I just want to have these little bits here, which I will chamfer in a minute. And I want to create, can you see a little, oh, if I put that down, that would help. I want to create a little concertina part there. And I've got 2 gluing bits. So it's up to you which way round you do it. It doesn't really make much difference. And I want to put them like that to go either side, and then that way I've given myself a little bit more of an expanding pocket for when I put the envelopes in too. Right, I'm going to use wet glue only because that's what I'm used to. I am a wet glue, I prefer wet glue. If I do use red liner tape, I will probably use glue as well. I don't know why, just a habit thing really, more than anything else. Right, let's line that up. Let's move that bit out of the way and go and line that bit up there. I know I've got excess glue, I will wipe that away in a moment. And that one's going to sit there. like that. Alright, I'm just going to hold them in place. Won't take long to grab. Where do we find workshops on? It depends. If you're following certain people or you're watching lives for other people, then they will announce that they're doing workshops on their pages. So, for example, I love watching Seth. I love his accent. I could listen to him all day. And he then announced that he was doing a workshop. So I heavily spammed the family with links. Tracy did a freebie workshop towards the end of last year, I'm sure it was. Or was it mid-December time? I can't remember. I think maybe mid-December. And then I loved it because she's another one who loves strong, vibrant colours. And that was it. So when she announced some at the beginning of the year, that was it. Another spam load of links went off as a heavy hint. Right, so that one's going there. Glue. I think my wife is playing silly. Okay. Could be the weather, Sam. I think you guys are down your neck of the woods are likely to you're getting the storms first, aren't you? I can't remember what the new storm's called. Christopher or something like that. Can't remember. Right, so that's going to sit there. So I'm just going to pinch that to hold it in place and line it up. So all I've done is I've just wanted to make some concertina pockets. You don't have to do that. You could just do normal pockets. I just like the concertina. Yeah, I'm the same as Alison, Tom. Favourite crafters that you like to have a look at. Also, though, saying that, though, it's... I've started to see a few different classes on the Jelly Arts site. There is one or two people who do demos on there that I'm waiting to see if they do some courses. I love doing the courses because Storm Christoph, I knew it was C. It's me crafting. It's not crafting for anyone else. It's me crafting. And then I can, you know, actually endure. I don't ever want to get to the stage where it's like, oh, because that defeats the object. Right, so that's going to be, so that's my booklet. So they're all going to sit in there once I've stamped all my sentiments on. And obviously I will put in some envelopes as well. And then that's going to go over the top. What I'll do is going to stamp panels. And I'll stamp a panel here. This I'm probably going to make it so it's a writing part. So you could give it away. But I will probably do the panels in exactly the same way that I've made the card fronts. So I'll go away and stamp all the sentiments out. And like I said, I'm going to do them in black. I have got one finished because I did make one. So that's like the finished one. As you can see, I've added a few gems. And that's the sentiment added on top. And that will go in there. This one with the reds, I went a mixture of lots of different colours on here. And, you know, they will all go inside. And I will decorate that up. And I will stick a piece of ribbon around the back and probably put a ribbon to tie the whole lot together. But I just wanted to show a way, you know, of creating quick, easy cards using bits of your stamps. And also then they can be a present at the same time for someone. It's up to you whether you put inserts in or you stamp greetings. I don't normally stamp inside the card. I think sometimes having sentiments in the card is very personal. Because like my dad, for example, would open a card, read the front and then read what was in the inside. And if he didn't like it, he wouldn't buy it. So I don't normally stamp anything on the inside of the card. I know a lot of people do that. So that is, I will go and finish those and I will stamp all the sentiments. And that is just so to give you, you know, a gift card at the same time that you can send away. And also, I was really canny. I've made sure that this would go as a large letter, not as a small parcel. So that means it would be half the price to send to someone as a thing. So I'm going to go and finish off stamping all my sentiments. Thank you ever so much for your company. Thanks for the chat. Lovely to hear how you all got involved in different crafting. It was really cool just to see how we all got involved and what we all did. Have a great evening, everyone. And I'm trying to think who we got. We've got Sam tomorrow. And Sam is popping in at 2 o'clock. And we've got Lisa Cornwall at 7 o'clock tomorrow. But the schedule is pinned to the top of the page, so you'll be able to see everything. Okay, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all soon. Take care of yourselves, be safe, look after yourselves.